Hello guys, it's Tom here from the WB Trading team, and in today's video I wanted to cover a pretty straightforward question, but it's a question I hear a lot from traders that are looking to join our course or just traders that are looking to get into mechanical trading. And that question is, what markets can I trade? Now, if you spend time looking at trading videos on YouTube or just general trading research online, you'll find all sorts of suggestions from traders, people telling you a certain market is the best. A lot of traders focus on Forex markets, for example, and more recently, the rise of crypto markets, and certainly in the current cycle, commodity markets are a popular sector. What I want to do with this video is dispel some of those myths and go through examples of markets that I trade and talk you through those markets that our traders use also, to hopefully give you a clear idea of what markets you can trade with a mechanical strategy, hopefully with some surprises as well. But firstly, just very quickly before we dive in, if you're still struggling with your trading, or you'd like to know more about how mechanical edges are traded, I've put together a free video course for you that'll map out and explain everything in detail, along with walking you through exactly how the mechanical rules actually work. If you'd like to watch that after this video, I'll pop a link in the description. You can click through and you can watch that straight away. Let's start by talking about what markets I trade. Now, for simplicity's sake, I'm only going to cover the markets that I trade in relation to our mechanical strategies. And I'm going to use that to compare against, firstly, how the rest of our team trade, depending on where they are in the world and what strategies they use. And then, as I said, we're going to look at, experience I've got of other traders that we've worked with that have taken our strategies and branched out quite a lot. So first off, we have foreign currency markets, or Forex. Now, if I go back to when I first started trading, this was the first market sector that I looked at. I only traded Forex markets and strategies based around Forex markets for quite a few years. This is before I started trading mechanically. And I think a lot of traders do start out with foreign currency markets. It's understandable, it's easily accessible, the spreads are low, a lot of brokers promote it. To give you a clearer idea of how we incorporate Forex into our strategies, just as an example, on two of our main strategies, I trade these exclusively on Forex pairs. One is intraday, so we're looking at 5-minute charts, and one is longer term. It's more a hourly, 4-hour daily setup. So a bit of variety there, and within those strategies, I look at around 15 currency pairs. So quite a wide variety in the market. Now, if I compare my trading in the Forex markets to how the rest of the team do, most of us have a few similar pairs within the strategies, but there is a little bit of variety in there, certainly. I mean, you look at currency markets, you've always got your major pairs, those top 10 pairs that most brokers will have designated as majors. Then you move into the minors and the exotics, and that's where sometimes there's a little bit of variation. And yeah, we certainly see that. I mean, some traders would like to just stick to major pairs. Some traders want to branch out. But in general, yeah, there is a lot of consistency and similarity within our team about what Forex markets that we trade. That's one thing that we always try and make sure as well. The markets that we're trading and the markets that, we recommend to traders when they take our course, it's something that's easily accessible. So in summary, I'm just going to show you now on the screen the markets that I personally trade on the Forex pairs across our strategies to give you a good idea of basically how I'm trading Forex. The markets that I'm looking at don't necessarily align completely with the markets that our traders are using, and in a lot of cases our traders are using a wider variety of markets, or certainly a different set. So I'm going to show you a comparison now with the markets that I've looked at, and then across the range of markets that I know our traders look at. And hopefully that should give you a good idea if maybe you looked at my list and thought, Tom, you're missing a few pairs there that I would usually trade because of where I am in the world. This will give you a better indication of what markets most of our traders will follow. Now we've covered Forex markets, let's have a look through a couple of other sectors, and we'll look at index markets, and we'll also look at individual equity markets. So essentially any major indices and also the stock markets. As you can imagine, there's quite a bit more variety here in the markets that I look at compared to what our other traders view. Part of this is down to pure market selection and what my preferences are, but also regional markets, particularly when we're looking at opening and closing times. So, similar to how we looked at the Forex markets, I'm going to break these down into both the markets that I look at longer term and intraday. And there is quite a lot of crossover, as we saw in Forex. So now on the screen we have the markets that I focus on. I'm just going to list really the major index markets here. In terms of individual stocks and shares, I use all the stocks available in the FTSE 100. And again, as I mentioned a minute ago, that's really regional preference. I'm a trader based in the UK. When I speak to our traders that are based in other regions, whether they're our team members or just traders that have joined the course and are working with us, there is an awful lot of variety out there in terms of what index market they're looking at and what individual shares. I'm just going to list a few here to give you an idea, but I wouldn't be able to list them all. As you can imagine, if we look through S&P 500 alone, that would take up quite a few pages of data. Hopefully that's given you a good indication. Certainly when we compare the equity market selection to what we saw in Forex, there is less of that core major market feel, and there is a lot more variety. But in the same way as I mentioned on Forex, the vast majority of these markets are very easily accessible for every trader that I work with. Now we've covered Forex markets and we've covered indices and individual stocks and shares. And they, to be honest, form the majority of the markets that our traders look at. But there are other sectors. We'll just have a quick look through them now. And we'll mainly focus on traders that are looking at commodity markets and also crypto markets. At this point in the video, you might also be thinking, Tom, you haven't mentioned anything about futures or options trading. And that's simply because I wanted to cover the different asset classes that we could look at on the markets with our strategies and with mechanical strategies in general. There are certainly a lot of our traders, particularly in North America, that trade on futures contracts, whereas in Europe and other areas of the world, it's quite common to use, say, a CFD account or a spread bet account. Let's have a look then at some of the typical commodity markets and also a few crypto markets that traders that I've worked with in the past are using. Now, I don't trade any commodity markets or crypto. Part of that is just personal preference. But I thought it'd be better to just give you an idea. If you're one of those traders out there, I know particularly at the moment, crypto being very popular, that some of our traders are using, just to give you a glimpse. That's everything for today's video, guys. I really hope that helped just give you an idea. Maybe if you're looking at mechanical trading and you were thinking, is it right for me? Are the markets there that I can trade? And, hopefully that showed you across a decent variety of markets that our traders are applying our strategies to. There are some in there that you've either traded before or you'd be looking to trade in the future. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions, any comments or questions, please drop them below. And yeah, if you'd like to book a call with one of our team, find out a bit more about the mechanical strategies, or have a look at our workshop, the links are in the description as well. With that being said, guys, thank you once again and see you on the next video.